Hi there, and thank you for watching. My name is Stephen Campbell, and I'm the pastor at the International Baptist Church of Bonn. I'm so glad you've joined us. You're watching the 28th video in our series, What Christians Believe. We're taking a look at the basic beliefs of the Christian faith as part of our aim at IBC Bonn to lay a strong foundation for our members so they can have an active faith and a consistent Christian life. In a previous video, I introduced baptism and communion, which are hugely important activities of the church. They're called ordinances because Christ commanded or ordained them for the church to do them as signs of the gospel and being his disciples. In this video, we will talk about communion, which is also called the Lord's Supper. Hear these words from the Gospel of Luke. "And he took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and gave it to them, saying, 'This is my body, which is given to you. Do this in remembrance of me.' And likewise the cup after they had eaten, saying, 'This cup that is poured out for you is the new covenant in my blood.'" These verses are found in Luke chapter 22, verses 19 and 20, and they tell of the night when Jesus was betrayed. Now, what do Christians believe about communion? Well, first of all, Christ has commanded all believers to eat of this broken bread and drink of this cup in remembrance of his death on the cross as a substitute for me and to cleanse me of my sins. Just as we see with our own eyes the bread broken for us and the cup given to us, so was his body offered for us and his blood poured out for us on the cross. Eating the bread and drinking the wine or grape juice is important because it represents that we have accepted by faith God's gift of salvation. Eating the bread represents the belief that Christ has died for his church and for me personally, so that I do not have to die as a result of my sin. And drinking the wine represents the belief that Christ's blood has washed me clean from all my sins, and I am now forgiven and holy before him. This act of remembrance is important for believers because it strengthens our faith. The elements are not changed into the literal body and blood of Jesus, but are there to represent Christ's broken body and poured out blood. And as they remind us of the cross, we are also reminded of the gospel. They remind us that just as Jesus gave his disciples the bread and wine, he generously gives his forgiveness and grace to all who receive it. They remind us that Jesus invites all repentant sinners to come to him for fellowship. And they remind us that just as Christ feeds his disciples with bread and wine, so too does he nourish his disciples spiritually, thus satisfying all their needs. So who is communion for? Well, Christians believe that all who recognize their guilt and by faith have accepted the forgiveness of their sins through the death and burial of Jesus Christ are welcome and encouraged to participate regularly in the Lord's Supper. Communion is not for unbelievers. Baptism is like the front door of church membership, and communion is the activity that is reserved for those who are members of the church. In fact, Paul warns anyone who would take communion in a way that is dishonoring to God. Therefore, those who are not believers or those who claim to be believers but are living a lifestyle of unrepentant sin should not participate in the Lord's Supper. On the other hand, if you are a believer, convicted by sin and saved by grace, you are not only welcome to participate in the Lord's Supper, but Christ wishes for you to join him at the table. Hear these words from 1 Corinthians chapter 11. He said, "For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he comes. Whoever, therefore, eats the bread or drinks the cup of the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty concerning the body and blood of the Lord." That's it for now. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Be sure to like these videos and follow our channel to be notified each week when a new video is posted. God bless you.